Many people believe that the civil rights era started with the tragic death and murder of a 14-year-old boy, Emmett Till, in 1955. We made a stop in Sumner, Mississippi, at the Emmett Till Interpretive Center, which exists to tell the story of the Emmett Till tragedy and point a way towards racial healing. Specifically, the center uses arts and storytelling to help process past pain. We met with Benjamin Salisbury, and we learned of the apology resolution written by the community of Sumner, and it was issued from the steps of the courthouse in which Emmett Till's murderers were acquitted. After a decade of work from the Emmett Till Interpretive Center, they now invite you to join in on a call to action in your community, recognizing a need to address such racial injustices across America. Benjamin Salisbury.
Simeon Wright, up to his passing, also stated very matter-of-factly that Emmett whistled at Carolyn Bryant when she walked by. Him not thinking much of it, he kind of laughed it off, and when he saw, the abject fear and terror in the face and bodies of those that were, also in the storefront or outside the store, he too became scared. So much so where they decided to get into the vehicle that they used and drive off as fast as possible. And as they're doing so, they realize that there's a vehicle behind them. Being afraid now that they're being pursued, they pull over into one of the nearby cotton fields and they disperse. To their delight and surprise, the vehicle behind them carried on. At about 2:30 in the morning, there's a knock on the door. Needless to say, it's unexpected. And Mose Wright comes to the door and inquires on who is it, and Roy Bryant goes on to announce himself as such. And him, along with his brother, they didn't mind, go on to say that they're looking for, the fat boy that did all the talking from Chicago. Now keep in mind, it's two kids or two young men from Chicago. And they then go into this man's home with firearms already in hand, along with flashlights. And they proceed to take Emmett out of the bed he's sleeping. And he's, tell him to put some clothes on and to follow him. And as they're leaving, they go on to threaten Mose Wright by asking him how old he is. And I think he's 64 or something like that. And then they tell him, well, if you want to get to 65, you ain't gonna say nothing about this. And so Emmett is taken out of the home of Mose Wright, like I said, at about 2:30 in the morning. Emmett is murdered later that morning. His body is then recovered out of the Tallahatchie River on August 31st. After the recovery, Emmett's mother is made aware of what's happening, and they have the burials halted, and then demand the body be brought back to her, to Chicago, where she would go on to perform a personal autopsy on the remains of her son. This is early September now, right? You look at it, I think September 2nd, if I remember correctly. I could be a little off, but I know it's early September. Not very long after she examines the remains of her only child, she makes the determination she makes a decision to have an open casket funeral. And this funeral and procession lasts approximately 4 days. During the first day of the processional, estimates of around 50,000 people viewed the remains of Emmett Till. It's believed that somewhere around the neighborhood of 100,000, even with on the high-end estimate being that of 250,000 people viewed the remains of Emmett over the course of those 3 to 4 days. A place like this, Tallahatchie County, where we find ourselves, doesn't really start seeing change, at least from the local standpoint and from the leadership standpoint, until the 90s. And what ultimately killed Emmett Till was an environment that perpetuated, if not in some ways, celebrated the dehumanization of a child and of people, with nothing in place to hold folks accountable. This trial is the prime, almost poster child example of such a thing. Because no matter how you feel about it, Emmett Till was a child that whistled at a man. And he was brutalized and murdered because he whistled at a man. But the continued tragedy is that in a community that knew that to be the case, His murderers not only got away with it, but they were then paid somewhere in the neighborhood of around $3,000 to say I did.